Hey guys, it's Unclejona here, back with a beer review. This one's going to be a special one. I have been to Noble Green Wines. I've got a couple of little special beers, and this is definitely one of them. There we go. Timmermans Kriek Lambicus. It's a Lambic Kriek beer. Now, as some of you well know, I like my dishwater beers, but ever since going to the Great British Beer Festival, which I strongly suggest you guys go to, and if you see me there, make sure you come and say hello. But I had one of the most fantastic beers I think I've ever had, which was a Lambic Kriek beer. So I'm still on the search to find, you know, a better one. I haven't done so yet. Okay, it's a 330. I like it. Old school label, definitely. And it says the world's oldest Lambic brewery. I believe it was 1700 or somewhere around there. So they've been going over 300 years. Pretty good, man. Look at that. Nicely sealed in foil. I love this thing. Yeah, I think it's cool. Hey, look on the back, a bit of information. Most of it is in Belgium, so I don't actually have a clue what it is. 4% Kriek beer. That's what we need to know. Right, I'm not even going to bother shaving it. Going to open this up. Now, one tiny little thing. On the label, I don't know if you're going to, on the neck chief, you see the little chap there? That's a mole. Because apparently, the Belgians call this place, which is pretty near Brussels, they call it Mole Valley. And as some of you know, I used to live in a place called Molesey, which is also called the Mole Valley. So from one Mole Valley to another, cheers and beers from the Lambicus, the Lambic Kriek beer. So, for those of you that don't know, what's a Kriek beer? Well, there we go, look at that, that's lovely. Nice and clear. Lots of carbonation. And we've got about a finger's head, we'll call that a generous finger, of very large bubbles. So a Kriek beer basically means a cherry beer. So, no mistake, I'm definitely getting the cherries on there. Sort of, not those super sweet cherries, proper gnarly cherries. Oh, gorgeous stuff. Now, Lambic means, and I've been going on about my Lambic yeast, but what it means is, you either, if you're making a Lambic cider or a farmhouse cider, you essentially leave the skins on, and all the yeast is attached to the skins of the apples, and hence get transferred into the beer, into the cider. I beg your pardon. With beer, it's slightly different. You leave your fermenting vessel, your FV, open, whether it's small or large, and in this case probably very large, and you let the yeast from the air come in. But it could also contain a bit of bacteria, and this is why these kind of beers have their very sour taste, but it makes them individual and it's perfectly natural. It's not controlled like the kind of macro beers. Little lesson for you in the Lambicus, the Kriek Lambicus. But anyway, I think they're fantastic because you have the sweetness from the fruit, and then that's followed by the very sourness from the bacteria and the yeast. Okay, let's dive in. Ooh. This one is a little bit more sweet than I expected, to be perfectly honest. Oh, there's a little bit of sourness at the end, aiding to the salivation, which is always quite high with Lambic beers. But this one, up front, you get that beautiful cherry taste. But it's relatively sweet up front, and as soon as you drink the beer back, and give it a couple of seconds, then your mouth becomes awash with that sourness and essentially washes your palate clean. This is nice beer. I'm liking this one. that carbonation up front is quite sharp. This definitely needs a little bit of cooling, I would say. But this is a fantastic beer. It is very smooth considering it's a lambic beer. What more can I say? If you can find this, Timmermans, Kriek, Lambicus, give it a try. Especially good for wowing your lady, for example. Now, I wanted to do a little shout out to my new pals in the Kent Brewing or Amateur Brewing Circle. You can find them on the YouTubers. Have you guys been to Ramsgate lately? Because if you have, there is a Belgian bar. Actually, there's one in Canterbury as well, owned by the same people. Oh, pardon me. Belgian bar, open till 3 o'clock in the morning, I believe, on Friday and Saturday nights. And you can definitely find this beer there. You can also find Cantillon, which in my opinion is probably the best lambic beer you can get. Oh, dearie me. This is very gassy, you can tell. Look at that head. Ridiculously huge head. But as we all know, Unclejona likes some head. This, my friends, is definitely worth the money if you can get this one. It's just a shame it's in such a small bottle. I do believe you can buy this in a wine-sized bottle, a 750. If this little one is all you can get, definitely search this out, because this is a fine, fine beer. Okay, guys, hopefully you'll click like, and make sure you click subscribe to the channel. We are fast approaching 1,000 subscribers, and thank you very much, because that's my one aim at the moment, to get up to 1,000. It's one of those things I need to tick off my before I die kind of list. Not that I'm going to die anytime soon, I hope. But yeah, 1,000 subs would be absolutely fantastic. This has been Unclejona. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and try Lambic Kriek a go. It's a good kind of beer.